Let's now begin with the third mini module, storage management. Proper storage management ensures that products are stored as per the specifications of the manufacturer and reach consumers in their intended form. It is inherent to the success of any inventory management program. At the end of this session, you will be able to discuss storage layout planning, its importance and principles, list and explain proper storage conditions and guiding principles, describe the roles and responsibilities of the staff involved in storage functions, and discuss consequence and management of unusable commodities. Let's begin by developing our understanding about what it means by storage layout and why it is important in storage management. So, what is storage layout? The physical design and makeup of the interior of the store to allocate space for placing storage equipment and category-wise commodities for optimal use of the available space and better management of commodities. Why is storage layout important in storage management? The store layout is important for optimal use of the available space, handling of commodities with minimum effort, providing easy access to the stored products, maintaining flexibility, and arranging commodities following FIFO. Let's now learn about some of the layout principles. These are: keep a space for frequently received and supplied items, keep space for loose medicines, keep space for other items such as registers, forms, etc., keep space for marshalling and dispatching commodities in the middle of the store, keep space for slow moving commodities at the back next to unsettled commodities, place for almirah or cupboard for valuable items, keep a place for refrigerator for keeping vaccines and temperature sensitive items, space in the backside of the store to place unusable items, space for chemicals near unusable commodities, and keep enough space in the store to move around. Now, we are going to see the layout designing of a store. This is the store and you can see that this is an empty storeroom. The store has to be cleaned before taking any steps. For store layout design, keep a space for frequently received and supplied items, keep space for loose medicines, keep space for other items such as registers, form, etc., keep space for marshalling and dispatching commodities in the middle of the store, keep space for slow moving commodities at the back next to unsettled commodities, place for almirah or cupboard for valuable items, keep a place for refrigerator for keeping vaccines and temperature sensitive items, space in the backside of the store to place unusable items, space for chemicals near unusable commodities, and keep enough space in the store to move around. Let's now learn about storage guidelines. Warehouse management is a complex system that aims to control the flow and storage of goods within the warehouse. A smoothly running warehouse contributes to the success of the supply chain, whereas a poorly managed warehouse forms the weakest link across the supply chain, thereby affecting the availability of commodities and overall services. The following guidelines should be followed to medical stores in good conditions. The commodities should be arranged following FIFO policy. According to classification, all items should be kept in rack, dunnage, and cupboard. There should be proper ventilation. If possible, arrange exhaust fan. If the expiry date is not written on the box, it should be written so that you can easily identify the date commodities will expire. Usable commodities should be kept separate from unusable and chemical products. For a small store, commodities should be kept 3 inches away from the wall and 4 inches above the floor. For a bigger store, commodities should be kept 1 foot away from the wall. Keep items away from direct sunlight and rainwater. Keep a fire extinguisher or a bucket full of water and sand. Use pesticides to control harmful insects regularly. Measures should be taken for overall security of the store. The roles and responsibilities of the staff involved in storage management can be categorized into 3 types: daily, monthly, and quarterly responsibilities. The daily responsibilities include keeping the store clean and tidy, monitoring the security of the store, properly arranging carton stake, and taking necessary measure in case of any damage, updating the stock register, updating the bin card, regularly checking walls, doors, and windows of the store and taking necessary action if needed, and checking electric wires and switches on a regular basis to keep the store safe. The monthly responsibilities of store management staff include inspection of the roof, walls, and floor of the store, inspection of the store to check the presence of insects that may harm the products in the store, taking necessary measure for replenishment of goods, and conducting random physical inventory checks of selected items, separating unusable items from the usable ones. The store management staff also need to take care of certain things every quarter. These include disposing the unusable commodities at clinic level according to store's policy, and inspecting warehouse equipment such as firefighting equipment, forklift, shelves, etc. to ensure that they are in good condition. Let's talk about few additional responsibilities. At central and regional stores, conduct complete physical inventory twice in a year, and at sub-district stores, conduct complete physical inventory once in a year. Let's now understand why some commodities in a store may become unusable. Any commodity stored in a storage may become unusable due to expiry not following FIFO, damage by insects, excess heat and humidity, water penetration, and physical damage due to fall or pressure. Are you wondering what happens when commodities become unusable? There are a number of consequences when commodities become unusable. They occupy store space and have increased possibility of mixing up with usable commodities. Unusable commodities can damage good commodities due to contamination, and they may harm the patients, may not be effective, or may cause adverse drug reactions to the patients, adding more suffering and even causing death. Consequently, unusable commodities harm the reputation of the health facility, and due to that, patients will lose confidence in the health service of the health facility. Therefore, unusable commodities should be condemned as soon as possible. Disposing of unusable commodities at central, regional, district, sub-district level once a year. Condemnation is the process of disposing unusable commodities following prescribed guidelines. Let's talk about the general steps to condemn unusable commodities. The steps to condemn unusable commodities are to prepare the list of unusable commodities, organize a condemnation committee meeting, take necessary decisions such as condemn, repair, and auction in the meeting, take approval from the higher authority, and dispose of the item following approved decision. These procedures are according to condemnation guidelines of DGHS and DGFP. DGHS has a condemnation guideline which covers all health commodities. In addition, the supply manual of DGFP has guidelines for disposal of unusable family planning commodities. The DGHS condemnation guideline is available through the link displayed on the screen. This brings us to the end of this mini module, storage management. In this session, you have learned about storage layout planning, its importance and related principles, guiding principles for proper storage conditions, the roles and responsibilities of the staff involved in storage functions, and consequence and management of unusable commodities. You may now attempt the ungraded knowledge checks for this session.